So this is more of a preview instead of a review about concealed carry belts. I've wasted a bit of time and some money because I was trying to be cheap about the belts. I had a store-bought belt and I thought, okay, this will do, and I didn't like the way the store belts worked because they were so loose that the holster would tilt out. And originally I thought it was just a bad holster because it only had a single loop. So I purchased a holster that had two loops to kind of stabilize it. But I found with the cheap belts, they just flex too much. This, by the way, is a Don Hume Jit Slide holster. It's for my Ruger LCR, which is right here. And just to show you, it is not loaded. No ammo in the room. The holster sits pretty high up on you, and that's the other problem. Because it sits high, it has a tendency to want to bow over. So today we're going to go over some of the belts that I've used, and you know, hopefully this will help you. I've only done one other video that I published before. It was 2 minutes long straight through, but I'll have to do a little cutting here. So we'll go through what I've used. Here we have some belts, and I'm sorry about the room. My other area is commandeered from family members. This is just a plain old $10, $15 belt from, you know, whatever store. You know, this one might have came from Sears or BJ's or Costco or something like that. And the biggest problem that you'll find is it just doesn't last. You know, it's probably a you know, just a laminated type belt, such as you know, just pieces, chunks glued together. The terminology is escaping me right now. But if I slide this belt through and I pop my LCR in, and by the way, it's kind of a loose fit right now, more on that later. You'll notice when I hold this, look what it does. It can't even hold itself up. So, that being said, $10 belt from your department store, horrible. So, I hopped online to Midway USA and purchased this belt. It's a Lenwood belt. They advertise it as a concealed carry type belt. It was $27, I think, and like $32 shipped to my door. And when it showed up, I said, "Ooh, this is nice leather belt." But as I soon found out, pop this in. Again, loose fit in there. Yeah, that's about it. This is better than your department store belt because it'll last as long as it's just holding up your pants, and you don't have a lot of weight on your pants. It's just a firearm, a knife, or any of those kinds of things. One of the nice things about it, if it did turn out okay, was Chicago type screws, so you can change the buckle out or put this buckle on another belt. So this kind of didn't work out too well for a $32 belt shipped. There's a company out there called Versacarry. They make in the waistband concealed carry holsters, or I don't know if you would call it a holster. They just started selling belts recently that I know of. I heard them first a couple of years ago, and they started selling single layer bull hide belts, and these also have Chicago screws. Looks very similar to the other one, but the difference is this belt is a bit thicker at almost a quarter of an inch. Not quite, maybe 3/16. And this does a better job. This is what I'm using today, maybe up till today. So if you notice, I'm going to pop in the belt. It's a little more snug to put in than the other ones because it's a thicker belt and it doesn't flex as much, so it applies more pressure. And if you look, this belt is actually not too bad. But what I found about this belt, and I'm going to show you, is that since the belt holes are 1 inch apart, you can get 3/4 inch, but some manufacturers just don't have it, or that's a special order for them. Pop this in. hole. So this is how I would normally carry the belt, even if I wasn't concealed carrying. Put the firearm in. Now, it's not too bad. You can still see a little print. Move it to the front. If I'm going to be standing around, this is a better way. It doesn't print too much. I wear a one size larger shirt when I'm concealed carry. And when I'm driving, it's easy to just shift the belt, and there it is on the side. That's a little more print shown, but this will allow me to sit down and drive. One thing about this belt is since the holes for the belt are 1 inch away, to get it snug so it doesn't kind of flop over as much, it's got to be snugged up a little more than I prefer. It does hold it well to the body even more, but you know, sometimes it's uncomfortable depending on the time of day. If I just ate, something like that, get to pop the belt, loosen it up. So, pop this away for a second. So this is not bad. This is what I can use every day. And this is just another junk belt, although this one's probably 15 years old. It's held up, but it's never done anything but hold up my pants, but it's a real leather belt. So, as I was actually originally filming this today, my new belt from Versacarry showed up. Now, the old belt was a single layer bullhide belt. They now have a 2-layer belt. They didn't say whether it was bullhide or not, but I'm going to go on the assumption that it was. I couldn't find any other description. I ordered it on Monday of this week. It's now Saturday, so I got it in 5 days, so it must have been a stock thing. Now the belt that I wear every day, this is normally a $40 belt. There was a discount, they had a promo running, so I got it for $30 plus shipping, so maybe $36 shipped. This belt, which I just cut the tape off of it 15 minutes ago, is again a dual layer belt. This is normally a $50 belt on its own, but they were running a promo. You could get this belt plus any of their Versacarry holders, which is still in the box. This one happens to fit the LCR for $50 shipped. So basically I'm getting it shipped free and a free holster is the way I look at it. And based on my experience with their other belt, I think it's going to fare pretty well. Now it is a little bit thicker. I'm going to take the tape measure back out again, and that's just a hair shy of 1/4 inch. So this is actually the first time I've actually pulled this out. One thing that I'm not happy about is they moved away from the Chicago screws. I guess the good thing is they'll never come loose. The bad thing is you can't swap out the buckle. My other 2 belts that I had, they had Chicago screws, but one thing I found is I had to put some Loctite on it because they would come loose. I went to take off the belt one day and the screw kind of toppled over, and I read about that, so when I bought this belt, that was the first thing I did. I took it out of the box. So this one, unfortunately, is not going to remove, but that being the case, it does snap, and I don't know how I feel about that. I would have rather had the Chicago screws, but it is what it is. Maybe it's something not to worry about. So this is actually the first time I'm threading this through. Again, it just showed up in the mail today as I filmed this video. The old video was too long, and this one's probably going to be long, and you guys can complain, say just tell me the final outcome of the video. But I felt it was better just to refilm it so you got a better idea. So I'm going to pop this on. See how this is. So this is actually feels kind of loose. And that's the other thing, the cheap $27 midway belt from Lenwood, that belt stretched out quite a bit. This one didn't stretch from Versa. Can't even feed the button through, the belt through, because it's so thick. This already I could tell is too loose. So, and these are the same size belts. And put that through. So this is actually not bad. It's a little snugger than this one was at the normal setting, a little looser when I tighten it up. So overall this is actually not too bad. I expect it to stretch out a little bit, possibly. I'll put the firearm in. That was actually a snug fit because the belt has less give. Now, looking at it, a little bit of print while driving. Again, not concerned while I'm driving. And if I shift it while walking, you can't really see that. It is actually not bad for a $50 belt, which is not bad at all. I think I'd say that's a pretty good value. And I know it's going to be better than this belt that I bought from the same manufacturer. So I think this is a well worth value. Now, why would I have bought this if I had this already? I don't know, an extra belt, leave it with a spare set of clothes or something. Also, I know that if I want, I could just continue using this one for work, and this one I can, you know, just for concealed carry. So, that being said, let's move on to our next belt. Pop this away. This next belt is original SOE gear. Make sure you put the right memory card in. I put in my 8 gig instead of my 32. I didn't realize it, and it cut short just at the very end, so I'm going to redo it. Basically, where final is the EDC belt from original SOE. John Willis, American made belts, employs 44 plus veterans last I checked. He has very little tolerance, I want to say, to people who don't listen. So on his website, when you order something, it says 6 to 8 weeks to get it. People order something a week later, will say, oh, where's my belt, you guys, you know, you didn't tell me anything, whatever. And he'll make an example of you. He'll post up your emails about bad-mouthing back and forth, and then he'll run a sale in your honor. So this particular one I got from the FB 400K promotion, which when he got 400 likes, subscribers, he was going to offer a discount. If you spend $50 before shipping in the discount, you got the free SOE cock. Visit the website, original SOE, and you'll know what that is. Some stickers and patches or something like that. When I originally put the belt in my cart and I put the magazine holder, it was like $60-something, and that was before shipping. When I put in my zip code, it calculated the shipping. I emptied out my cart because I wanted the EDC belt and not the regular Cobra belt, 1.5 inch Cobra belt. And when I looked, I saw $56. I said, great, place the order. And I realized that it had already applied the shipping. So I missed out by a few dollars to get the free stuff. But it is what it is. So first look at the EDC belt. Packing slip, the belt, and some other things. Thanks for purchasing this piece of American-made badassery. He has a slogan, made in the mother effin' USA. Business card, things. This in my box was just roaming around. That could have been just simply because it was put in that way, or probably more likely to get bounced around in shipping. It came out. But this is a 1.5 inch Cobra belt, dual layer. It gives it a lot of extra rigidity. I was going to show it to my father. My father's a 75-year-old tailor, and he's got some really old sewing machines, a floor-mounted motor. It's really heavy duty, meant to last a lifetime, nothing like what they make today. And John buys these specialty sewing machines that can really, you know, drive that needle through. So it'd just be interesting to think my dad thinks about all of it. So this is a 1.5 inch belt, as I said, but they use a 1 inch Velcro, and that's how they use the 1 inch Cobra belt. Now John will tell you, normally this is threaded through here, in the end when you wear it. He says when you go to thread it through, best thing to do, stick this here so you don't lose it. He says because your dog, your child, whatever, it's going to get lost, and you can't just buy the buckle. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to now thread this through. Now one thing I will say is, John says if you're a size 38, get a 38 belt. Don't get a size belt you wish you were. I'm a size 38, but I used to be a 36. I broke my tibia and I was out of commission for about 6 months. So I ordered a 36 because I know I need to lose that weight again. If you order a 38, it'll adjust out a couple of sizes. So if you're 40, your 38 will probably fit, I'm guessing. However, the 38 belt won't go down too much. So if you're teetering on that spot, just make sure you order the right belt. Because when I order a belt from this company here, if this is where the belt pin goes through, they say measure from this hole to this end or this end, depending on the belt company. And the first time I did that, it said to get a 44 belt, which I thought was crazy. I ordered that was too long. But I ended up ordering that other one, the Versacarry ones, and I ordered a 42. And that gave me plenty of adjustability of about 3 inches either way, which is great. And that's probably where it's supposed to be. So if you wear inside versus outside the waist carry, it'll work out for you. Now, since this belt's a little short, I'm going to kind of, I guess I'm going to say thread the needle here, is I'm going to use the Velcro to kind of thread everything through. And at that point, I could just use it to pull it. See that? Now, the belt, which I was trying to find it and I put it where it should have been, there's 2 ways you can apply this. If you notice there's a little sliding lock there. If this belt was plenty big enough, I would just slide it through one end probably, and just tie the Velcro back and it'll be fine, a little slack there. However, since this belt's going to be probably, you know, a little shorter than it should be, simply because I purposely ordered that way, is I'm going to double thread it. And this provides sort of like an extra lock, which is something I'm going to prefer. I'm just going to tie it in, not Velcro it down yet. I'm going to get the belt on. Now I'm going to cinch it. Now, my belt loops are big enough that I can thread this through even with this, because my belt loops of these jeans are at least 1 3/4. I think I might have measured them at 2. That's plenty enough that I didn't have to take it off if I wasn't concealed carry. And one thing, as you notice, I already did wrong, was after I put that on, I didn't try to do the last piece. That's okay. Quick fix. And I'm done. And so, now I think it's pretty much where I want it to be. Infinite adjustability, that's what I like about it. I haven't had something like that since I was in the Boy Scouts. You know, you got those Boy Scout belts, you can adjust it. And like I said, with these other belts, I couldn't get it just right. So this is actually pretty good. Now, I told you that this Velcro just touches here, because it's a little on the short side for me. But because I'm going to put the holster a little far forward, move the belt, guess what? It's going to kind of lock that in, and it's not going to go anywhere. So, as mentioned, got loaded. Put this in. And it was tough to put in there because the belt is so rigid that it adds that extra, I don't know, pressure, so it won't come out as easy, which is, it happens with the thinner belts. It's a thing you got to look out for. So here we go. The belt is comfortable right now. It's not too tight, not too loose with some of the other belts because they didn't have that infinite adjustability. And it's tight to my body, and the belt isn't too tight on me. But if I just need to loosen it up a little bit, no big deal. So now, if I get out of the car, finish driving, scoot this over a little bit. Look at that, no print. Also, this belt is a little more acceptable for work. It's not the 1.5 inch Cobra belt, which kind of sticks out. I don't want to draw attention to it. People look at it and go, "Oh, what is he doing? What?" You know, this is actually looks like it's a nice belt, small, almost like a dressier belt, you could say, and conversation piece maybe. I don't know, but this is something that I could probably get away with wearing every day. So after all that being said, you know, order the right size, and you'll be okay. Listen to what it says. Wait the 6 to 8 weeks. When I ordered this belt, I ordered it on February 9th. I got my notification. On March 9th, I got notification that it was shipping. Got a tracking number and everything. 3 days later, it was at my door. So 29 days for making it, another 3 days to receiving it, 32 days, less than 5 weeks. So if anybody's complaining, it takes forever, well, it is what it is. I got my sooner. Stop bitching, wait for your belt. I'd say the minimum, you know, you want to buy a decent quality leather belt. Don't do what I did, and we probably all do it. I bought a store belt, a $27 belt, a $40 belt, which the $40 belt was decent, and the $50 belt is even better from what I can tell. Spend a little extra money. At least get a Versacarry dual layer belt. $50, maybe cost you $55 shipped. If it goes on sale, it's going to be even less. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If it's 20 minutes long, it's probably 18 minutes longer than what you wanted. Constructive criticism is always welcome. You know, I welcome all suggestions. This is sort of a new thing for me. Usually my videos are really short, 1-2 minutes. I shoot it all the way through. That's what I wanted to do here, so I didn't have to edit anything, but apparently I put it in the wrong memory card, and so I am going to have to find a beginning and end point. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day. And again, I mentioned that it's actually pretty quick to disconnect this belt. I don't know why you would, in case you have to sit down the toilet, but hey, if you really gotta go, pop it, look, you're done. And because this is here, one thing you find is it's gonna kind of keep that belt from sliding all the way through in your holster, kind of flopping. This does a little better job than the regular belt, because it's just the end of the belt right here. This will just pull out without a problem.